On a beautiful 65-degree Sunday here in Washington, D.C., the stage is set for an Eastern Conference postseason battle. The NBA playoffs on TNT Round 1 are presented by Hulu. Tonight, Game 4 between the Toronto Raptors and the Washington Wizards. Toronto holding a 2-1 series lead. An updated look at the postseason brackets in the East. Winner of this one advances to take on the winner between Cleveland and Indiana. The Pacers in front 2-1. Scoring series as expected between these two teams. Neither team has failed to score below 106 points in any game, and a good sign for Toronto. 7 Beal elevates, rims out, and the rebound by Kyle Lowry. Here comes Lowry up the floor, jump stops, and knocks in a 3.
When everybody thought the series was over.
Nice little cut. That is OG Anunoby, one of the more unique talents that we have in the league.
To them about how they were able to dig out of that big hole. And the Wizards say they're locked in, can't see it here early on. They don't have that death row mentality, much like Mike Fratello came into tonight's game with.
Closer than the three-point line.
Ibaka thought about the 3. Here he comes down the paint, coming with the viciousness.
At the front of the rim, that's a long guy elevating up high.
Playing without Lowry and Valanciunas, each with 2 personals. Here comes DeRozan. Outside right, bobbled it. Still able to shoot the open 3, and he sticks it. The man has had some moments in this series. Had that terrific game 2 in the loss. Underneath, that is Pirtle, beautifully found underneath by DeLon Wright. Actually dropped a good amount of weight during his rehab process. This is Lowry. Left it short, offensive rebound, and Wright was wide open. Pirtle cutting in the rim, and an easy deuce. Lawson unable to hit. And the Wizards continue to struggle from the field. Now 10 for 30 as a team. Lowry from deep gets the friendly bounce. And a timeout taken by Scott Brooks.
Indiana's for real.
I know the Cavs themselves haven't pushed the panic button, but Cavaliers fans obviously have been chirping a bit up in Cleveland.
To the foul line.
By the way, those 12 free throws attempted, a career high for a quarter in the first by DeRozan. Wall is denied by Wright. They get it back, and Lawson had it partially deflected underneath. Here comes Siakam. A little hesitation, and then a fierce right-handed dunk.
To the foul line.
By the way, those 12 free throws attempted, a career high for a quarter in the first by DeRozan. Wall is denied by Wright. They get it back, and Lawson had it partially deflected underneath. Here comes Siakam. A little hesitation, and then a fierce right-handed dunk. Quarter in the first by DeRozan. Wall is denied by Wright. They get it back, and Lawson had it partially deflected underneath. Here comes Siakam. A little hesitation, and then a fierce right-handed dunk.
On the floor, he's a veteran guy, been around a few years. In the NBA, we don't know him, but he's a 27-year-old that has played for a while.
That's a tough shot by Valanciunas, beautifully set up by DeRozan.
They were giving him because the big man was playing soft for Toronto. He knocked it down that time.
Valanciunas extending to the cup. Now, Pirtle got some postseason experience last year, and that has carried over his development this season. Lowry on a deep 3, back of the rim, high in the air and in. So far here in Game 4. Here comes DeRozan, spinning away, extends, magnificent.
Injected some life into this crowd, and there's another really good pass. Wow, I'm shocked that's not a foul.
Yeah, me too. Gortat missing the shot.
We come up on the final 70 seconds of the half. DeRozan against Wall, beautiful spin, hanging, and goes glass. Guarded by Wright, shot clock down to 7. Beal taking on every defender, it seems like. Lost it, couldn't put it down, and then Lowry showing the handle as he dropped down to a knee. Clock is off, 8 seconds left in the half. DeRozan, top of the circle, moves right. Spins against Oubre, hangs and goes glass again. DC, as we sit in for the second half. Mike, what are we looking for early? What adjustments do you expect? As Kyle Lowry gets the second half party started, and just like that, the Raptors with their biggest lead of the night.
At both ends of the floor. Their defense was suspect at times. Offensively, they were worse, or maybe we should be crediting Toronto's defense for being outstanding.
Otto Porter, third best three-point shooter this season in the NBA. What a touch pass by Lowry, and DeRozan is there to do the rest.
confidence now after being shut out there from the field in the first half. He starts out knocking down 2 threes. The big man Valanciunas rolls to the right spot and the finish on the floater.
Hot. Lowry with 5 to shoot. Raptors have missed 6 of their last 7 shots. Lowry, how did he get that shot off?
The player has to come off that screen hard to get a good look. That's just what Beal did.
DeRozan, tough leaner off the front of the rim and in. Into the corner, gets it back as Mike Scott has checked in for the first time in the quarter. Here is Scott, top of the circle. Ibaka got a fingertip on it. Hasn't missed from deep. 4 for 4, 23 points. Here comes Valanciunas. Contact. They'll count the basket. And a chance at 3 for Valanciunas.
You got a player finally rolling, but you want to keep him in the game because he's in foul trouble.
Coach understands that he needs him down the stretch, and if he winds up picking up the 5th, then he's shot.
23 for Beal as he's on the bench. Oubre has it ripped away, stolen by Miles. Up the floor, here comes DeRozan, hanging in the air, and a chance at a 3-point play. Pelicans will be the first team through the first round. What a series they put together against the Blazers. Here is Miles, extending to the cylinder, and the Raptors lead back to 3. So we come up on the final 70 seconds here in quarter number 3. DeRozan, 24 points, elevates and sticks it.
You can lead a team, be a leader, and bring a team wins in a playoff series rather than get eliminated. It's heartbreaking when it's year after year. Bad foul that time by Scott going underneath the legs of the shooter.
Well off that time with the rebound by C.J. Miles. Here is Pirtle. Look at the big man running the floor and then cleans up his own mess. Layup, no. Offensive rebound, Pirtle. Here comes Wright, curling underneath. What a pass inside to Lowry. This thing back home with a chance to close it out on Wednesday night. Here comes Lowry. The seas just parted for him. 6-point Toronto lead. Here's Beal playing with 4 personals. His pass stolen by Wright. It's a foot race with Wall. Wright gliding through the air. Beautiful reverse layup. So Brooks is going to trust his all-star, at least for the moment. Here's Pirtle. Backdoor, Wright. And here in game 4. 8 straight for the Wizards. We're tied. DeRozan has the answer. Lowry with 6 to shoot. Into the paint. Pirtle. Got it. Good. Look at Ibaka, those long arms. Extra possession. DeRozan. Contact somehow puts it down.
DeRozan so good at getting in traffic. Toronto.
Philadelphia. 16 seconds left. 35 for DeMar DeRozan, and Scott Brooks wants a timeout. And it will be a fitting end here in game 4. The Wizards survive Bradley Beal fouling out late, and they have even this best of 7 at 2 games apiece.